Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. This is going to be a pretty quick haul video, simply because it's not that big a haul. Now, I am trying to be far more discerning, far more selective in what I buy, because I continue to attempt to organize my space, and when you do that, you realize just how much you have. So the deal has, the item has to be something that I really feel excited about, or the price is just too good to pass up, or it's something that someone I know would benefit from having. And typically I don't show those things, because if they're going to end up in Happy Mail, it would be better if people didn't know they were coming. Anyway, let us begin. I have a few books here, and who doesn't love Where's Waldo? Now, this is a tiny book, but that also means that the images are all scaled down. So can you imagine how darn cute that would look as a signature page? I should just, for the heck of it, pull out my ruler, because I know that that is the only reliable way for a viewer to get an idea of proportions. I have spent many a happy hour looking at auction sites, and sometimes they put a ruler, sometimes they mention dimensions in the description box, but my oh my, have I been surprised in both directions to find something was way smaller than I thought. Or I bought 3 framed Ukrainian dancer prints. Well, not so much dancers as just people in ethnic outfits. They are gigantic. I love them. So far, they're just propped up in the living room, so I see them every time I walk by. But Lord only knows where I'll have room to hang them. So anyway, I think 6 by almost 5. So cute, 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 cute. My daughter had a big hardcover version of this, and during Kim's Happy Mail movement, I started taking those pages out and making envelopes with them. So those envelopes were crisscrossing the country, so that was kind of cool. This is a far more usable size. Okay, this is, I guess a government publication, the archives, the Provincial Archives of Alberta. So it's got, well, an interesting layout in that it almost looks collage-like. Oh, is this whole thing French? Yes, it is. Well, that's okay. I don't care about the text. It's the images I'm after. And we all know that adding some foreign book pages is always a nice thing as well. So yeah, this is obviously my own stomping grounds. So this, I think, will be a good, and it's also nice that all the photos, or most of the photos, tend to be on the left-hand side. So that means no hard choices to be made. So this, did I measure it or did I not? Just over 7 by 4 3/4. So another good sized one. Okay, I would, at this particular place, this was the only little golden book there. It is in excellent condition. I don't know, did anyone ever crack this thing open? Copyright 1951 and then renewed in 79. Now I have this exact title in worse condition. So now that I have 2, I can do something with it. Thank you very much. So I'll add this to my little golden book, where I keep those guys. Now this, Forever in Time, we know is a Dollar Tree, product line or whatever. Now this is a vellum print stack. There's supposed to be 12 sheets. I think I I don't know if I finished counting, but there are more here than gone. So I just thought that they were, you know, pretty nice. And to get this many for 50 cents was obviously, you know, that appeals to the cheapskate in my heart. Yeah. I'm not sure why it's just part of each page, but that could probably create a nice effect if a person worked with it. So I will add that to my papers. Oh, the other day when I was, probably looking at auction sites, I was also sorting my 6x6 pads and loose pages into color groups. And I feel good about that. You know, it's you do this periodically, but it's also hard to maintain it unless you take that extra few seconds to make sure, you know, pink goes back with pink and green with green. I typically original $8.95, and then Liquidation World was $4.48. Now Liquidation World, I used to love that store, and it was long before you know, junk journals, YouTube, and all of that. However, they have been closed for a long time already. But these kinds of books, if you can get them at a good price, they are always a deal and a half, because the artwork typically is beautiful. If you like, you know, short poems or verses or bordered papers like this, then, I mean, you've got lots to work with here. And this is sewn, like machine sewn in. I'll hold that, you could see it. So just pick at those threads, and before you know it, you have the entire book taken apart. And of course, although they typically have very skinny spines, if a person wanted to reuse the cover and enlarge the spine, that's possible. If you just wanted to add your own papers into an existing cover like this, again, they're typically very beautiful. You know, it's easy enough to do. Because these things exist, well, at least where I happen to be or where I happen to go, books like this are really pretty plentiful. So it's just a matter of finding a price that you're willing to pay. You know, sometimes places they subscribe to that whole, we're going to charge what the market will bear. Well, you know, ultimately we control what we buy. So we either look for, you know, we can live without it. We can wait for the next one. You know, these books are like men and buses. There'll be another one along in 10 minutes. So just wait. Get it at a better price. Now these tags that had an X on them, this was on a clearance table where it was 75% off whatever the posted price was. So, you know, it needs a bit of wiping up. Do I still have glue on my hand? My goodness, I've washed them so many times, but I was gluing up a storm. So this is a scrapbook. This is a magnetic closure, obviously. This little thing would slip off. Does this look like a belly band to you, perhaps? Just saying. Okay, so that closes, that opens. There's that little window there. Okay, I see. Here's the little slot where you would slide the thing in. Now the cello thing has slid around a bit. Also needs cleaning. So I did have a peek in here. This, I don't know why that's loose. These are, where's my ruler? Must be 8x8s. So it's got these clear pocket pouches. Now, if I chose not, now there's nothing to make your heart go pitter, oh, that's dirty. There's nothing to make your heart go pitter-patter with these papers. Oops, that's just dust. It wasn't even, okay. However, sometimes in the past, as I keep trying to find a storage solution that works, I have used papers or pouch sleeves like this to hold some stuff. And it could be anything. It could be fussy cuts or, primarily fussy cuts. Because, of course, with all of these things that are just sort of, I don't know if these things are heat sealed or pressure. I don't know how they do it, of course. But we know that if you overload a pocket, before you know it, this part will tear. And how do I know that, you might ask? Oh, I know it. I never did show you the video where I created a whole cart with my most used stamps. And part of that solution is using a thing that I got online to put the clear stamps into. Well, as I was fighting with that the other day, of course, I tore a couple of the pouches and, so clearly I've overloaded it. I think I was supposed to do a video on that cart, by the way. Okay, highlights. Now, long time since my kids were looking at highlights. And okay, what's the date on this, by the way? Oh, 2008. So I don't know if this, like Hidden Pictures, if this is a special publication. This doesn't look like it would be like the usual monthly thing that a person would have gotten. But I just thought it was cute. Now, of course, somebody colored a bit here. But essentially, and that's probably the only page they got to, number one, I like the orange. Look at all the answers. And these things are really cute. So there are possibilities not only for the picture, but also the items that you're supposed to be looking for. So I just thought that was really cute. Although I could do without the mice. So yeah, other than it looks like just that first page, that's what we have with attention spans these days. Okay, this obviously has a kink in it that I need to, fix. Oh, maybe that did the trick. This is black paper, a black paper booklet, supposed to be 60 sheets. No idea if there are 60 sheets. I doubt it. But it was 50 cents. And I know that when I have used black sheets in the past, some of you have been really kind of impressed with how they look. Because, of course, black is classic and black is classy. And, with the predominance of white gel pens these days, you don't need some kind of secret invisible ink or anything to write on it. You can easily do that. So what I will do off camera is take this apart. I may, if I carefully, okay, let me tell you something. I can carefully remove this coil and reuse it if I ever unpack my cinch machine. And I will be, because our March Edmonton Junk Journal group, we're supposed to bring our cinch machines and we're going to actually make stuff happen. So I do believe that it's easy enough to reuse these coils, although I don't know if this may not be the style. However, what I'm trying to say here is still valid. By removing the coil, I keep the holes intact rather than ripping them out and ripping every hole. So if you like the holes to stay intact, because maybe you want to thread a fiber through there or something like that, then go the extra, mile and remove the coil. And if you don't have to save the coil, it goes a lot faster, of course. So I picked up this book, so I don't know how to knit, and of course I wouldn't be knitting, but look at the cute babies here. And, you know, a variety of sizes of images, even those little socks. And they've used all colors of children. Anyway, I thought this would be great for baby books. Now, too bad nobody licked their finger and pressed that kid's hair down. Anyway, this, I was thinking about it. I have come across so many baby images and baby stuff. The pom-pom is almost bigger than the little booty. There's going to need to be a population explosion to use up all the baby stuff that I have. But, yeah, aren't these guys precious? Anyway, so that's, that'll go with the baby stuff. This, and I, you know, this was on the, in a free box by the door. I grabbed it just because I flipped through it and I saw this. I don't even know what this is. Hobby Ceramic Techniques, featuring exciting projects for your decorating and enjoyment. So to me, this looked like what we would, ooh, this is, those men should have had loincloths on. I hope you didn't really see that. So those images, I guess, are borderline useful. So maybe it becomes more like collage fodder rather than anything else. But I didn't pay for it, so I don't feel so bad. Now, $3 seemed a bit much for this, although this probably came from a store. It was $3.25 a sheet. So it says, excuse me, create instant images with computer printer fabric. And there are supposed to be 4 8.5 by 11 sheets, and I believe they are still all there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So I'm not sure if my camera will pick this up, but this is fabric. So it's I would kind of think that maybe we could compare it to muslin. It's not as heavy as, say, canvas or anything, and of course it's got this sticky backing. So, and of course this envelope is beautiful as well. So what you can see how old this is with the look of that monitor. I am hoping that through the, of course there's no date on there, that with that back feed on my printer, that a person could feed these sheets in one by one and, excuse me, get some good results. Now, I have to tell you, I was so annoyed this morning. Like, I mean, oh, the issues with technology continue, and it, you know, when things are going along smoothly and swimmingly, we take it for granted, you know, much like other things in our life, friends, family, health. But when something goes wrong, and even something as simple as sending a print order to my printer wasn't working. I won't bore you with the details, but, and then I was doing something on Canva, and of course that's kind of a whole new thing. It doesn't really let you save a document as though it was like a Word document or something. So you've got to share it, which means downloading it. Then it saves it as a JPEG, which was something that I was sending out to the people who are going to be taking part in my March scheduled collab. And I saw that the first thing I downloaded was nearly 2,000 gigabytes. And I'm thinking, who the heck wants something, a single thing to take up that much space in their computer. So then I had to redo blah, blah, blah. So I spare you that. But every single time I was sharing out of Canva, it defaulted to A4 size paper. Well, I'm in Canada. We use letter size paper. I would change it and I would say, save this setting. Did it work? No. So even the simple stuff doesn't work like the way it's supposed to every single time. So anyway, another Liquidation World purchase way back when. I got this 100 sheet paper, you know, like stationery printer paper type thing. It's got a fine little pink line in it. I've had this before, and of course it is lovely for a subtle little design on your paper. Okay, let's move things along here. I picked up three patterns. It was it here? I had to sniff the patterns because I thought I smelled mildew. I love these Daisy Kingdom, the artwork on these. So I picked this one up and of course the store hadn't stamped their name on it, so that was a bonus. This is a little Holly Hobby pattern. And this one is doll outfits. Now, what are these, like Barbie? Yeah, 11.5 teen model dolls. Suitable: Annette, Mitzi, Babs, Kay, Polly Jr., Tina, Barbie, Midge, and Gina. Why did somebody have to circle her bosom there? It's beyond me, but they did. Okay. You know, like, am I my own worst enemy? Did I need a bag of cardstock pieces? Now, it was a great price. This whole thing was $2. But again, did I need them? Now, there were some great color. Oh, while I'm talking about this paper, I should tell you I also picked a whole wad of, I don't know, can you see that sort of linen-y texture to these pages? So I bought, they were selling 12 by 12 scrapbook paper cardstock in this design, like not just the flat, but with the little linen-y look, for 5 cents a sheet. So I just picked all the colors I wanted. And anyway, I go up to the till and I said, yeah, those are 5 cents a sheet. I didn't count. I don't know how many I have there. So she actually, instead of just estimating or guessing or giving me the benefit of the doubt, she actually counted them out. And apparently there were 60. So I got 60 of those cardstock pages in hand-picked colors for $3. So steal of a deal. Obviously you've seen cardstock before. I haven't even looked at this. I just wonder about this one because it is it's different. That would look good. It almost looks like, I don't know what it looks like. As Gail Augustinelli used to say, talk amongst yourselves. Figure out what that looks like. So, do I need to do a mass make? Yeah. Yeah. I picked up this sealed package, $1 for 25 off the index cards, and these are the 5x8 size. So we know that these are great both for dyeing, for using, you know, actually in a storage box to separate and store things, or to fold them and turn them into a signature page, to perhaps use them this way and use a couple to create a cover, or whatever your little heart desires. Miscellaneous stuff. So I picked this up. Now it was $1. This is sealed. Oh, the places you'll go. So it looks like, okay, it says Dr. Seuss Recognition Awards. Now, who doesn't like the fact that it's asymmetrical? Oh, 2007. It's got, you know, his style of illustration, which is not my favorite. But, oh, the places you'll go. Now, of course, that was one of the titles of one of the books he wrote. This is probably a quote. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. So there was a time, I don't know if it's still happening, where that book was kind of part of a graduation gift that people would get for a kid who was finishing high school, because of course it talks about potential and promise and how, you know, the world is your oyster and away you go. So that's why I got that. These Velcro dots, 16 to a package, Dollarama, $1.25, paid 50 cents for each of these. So I need to force myself to use these things because otherwise, why buy them? This was also a sealed package of flowers from Dollarama, regular $1.25, got it for $75. I think that with a little bit of effort, these could be flattened out. Well, let's just see. I could use some brute force on them right now, and I'm not saving this topper because I have a million of those that I haven't used yet. There might be, let's just separate one of these. There might be a little plastic doohickey inside that is making it, that is giving it that, that is helping it maintain that shape. But we don't have to accept things as they are. Okay, we can obviously open this bud up. Still trying to get to the middle there to see what is making it rigid. I mean, I could sacrifice this flower to the cause, but if I could do this without damaging it, it would be better still. Okay, we're getting there. Maybe it's just glued to itself. I would have bet money. This is a pretty resilient little flower. I'm going to just, I shouldn't be probably doing this on your time, but let's just see if I, oh, they really glued the living daylights out of this. Okay. So, of course, in the construction of this, they start out with something that looks like that. They just layer them and somehow add glue to them. They get progressively smaller, as you would expect. And then here is where, so far I'm stalled. Come on. Oh my goodness, is that ever glued? Of course, by the time I've got it down to this size, this little bud in itself, like, okay, looks like this is just, oh, see, there is a little styrofoam thing there. You can't fool this kid. Anyway, okay. You know, if I hadn't torn that, and it could be repaired, even that little bud could be glued on somewhere. But see what I mean about this? There's the culprit. Now, of course, a person could have also, let's just do another one because, you know, what we could try to do here. First of all, let me just cut this stem. This stem is neither here nor there. I want to see if I can just flatten it. Yes, I can, because I'm so strong. And of course, then you can reshape it a bit. But yeah, that does flatten this little sucker here. Oh, it doesn't really stay flattened, though. We'll see if this guy springs back up. Anyway, sorry for that little sidebar. Okay, what else? I thought this was kind of cool. Now, you know, unfortunately, these cards all have the same design on the front, but that's fine because it's attractive enough. And wouldn't putting something like this be cool in a travel journal? And it's also a good size, you know, 4 3/4 by 3.5. If a person wanted to, you know, just use this like as an altered card. But yeah, it's got some, you know, global imagery there that makes us think of travel. And on the other side, I guess there are 2 questions. In which country would you find the Pyrenees National Park? And what is the capital of Poland? So, of course, they have the answers there and there. Anyway, so I thought those were kind of cool. That cost me a cool 50 cents. Okay, we're getting to the end, people. Thanks for hanging in with me. I should have opened these up to prevent some of the rustling. Okay, there is an applique. Like, I don't know. I think maybe somebody who whoever donated this stuff must have maybe had a craft store or something, because there was a lot of bridal stuff. Now, I like this, well, because of the color. Now, this is, oh, it stinks. Okay, what is this? It must be the dye, because this is not real. Ugh, better air that out. But because it's, you know, almost flat, there would be none of this required. So, oh goodness, that stinks. Okay, another bunch of flowers. Now I know, like, we used to carry these in our craft store, so it tells you how old this is. But this kind of stuff, obviously, you can perk it up by steaming it, like so. Hold it over your electric kettle, and it just, you know, the fabric will just perk right up, and it'll look brand new. This is another applique, and this one is a butterfly. I don't know if this one will be flying all the way to New Brunswick or not, but there's a good possibility. And, oh, I should show you. I'll show you these doilies and then move them aside, and I have 2 more items. So I thought this was great. It's relatively, well, it looks like maybe there's a stain there. 8 different medallions plus the border. Not different medallions, 4 of 2 different designs, but easily enough separated. And of course, then the border. And I think the other thing that was so nice about these is that somebody obviously starched them. Now, I always thought that my life was too short to ever waste my time starching anything. But I think that there are products on the market that make it easier. And who knows, maybe at some point I would figure that out. I think it's just a spray product. And then this, you know, not the greatest thing in the world, but it's variegated blue. So that's just all you need to add a touch of something. And then this is a 3-piece, like a dresser set. That's what I think they used to be called. So you'd put this across your dresser and, of course, put your lovely stuff there. And again, starch. So I just have to put this in the drawer or the underbed storage that I have full of doilies and, you know, keep them from getting creased. Okay, second last item. If you know Kim, you know that she likes to say her, oh, didn't realize that there was all this other stuff in here. Okay, these, I don't know how practical this is. It's easy, okay, I paid $1 for this. It's easy enough to cut the, excuse me, to cut the post off with some wire cutters. But there still will be that curvature, although it's not much. So, you know, if a person perhaps glued a, you know, put some kind of something to build up the depth here, this could probably easily be glued to a page, a project, without too much effort. I'm sorry. Dangly things are always great to reuse. What the heck is this? Oh, thank goodness. I always wanted a unicorn bracelet. God, that's awful. But then again, I'm not 7 or 8 or 9 or whatever. This is, I don't know. This is, oh. See, I didn't know what I was getting. I did see these little pink tassels, and I thought, boy, is that ever cute. And it turns out it's a pair of earrings with 5 little tiny pink tassels. So, of course, just add a, get this hook off, add, well, it has a jump ring there, so that's, you know, that can easily be worked into a spine dangle or something like that. And then there's this, which is kind of cool. Oh, I see why it's in there. You never want to see loose threads like this. So obviously this is, I'm tugging at it, but it's not coming apart. So that's a good thing. That's pretty cool though. And I think with some creative, with some careful gluing, wouldn't that be nice alongside, along a page or worked into a journal topper? And then there's this dangly bit here. So that was definitely good. And I think I owe Susie a video from before with some jewelry that I purchased. And I said, would you like to see me do something with this? And the answer was yes. So, okay, my last thing. And I don't even know what the heck this is, but that didn't stop me from spending $1 less 75%. So let's see what kind of a treasure I have here. Number one, I like the fact that it was so colorful. I thought, okay, those are tires. I don't know that I need tires. But, oh, and this, what is this? What I thought was kind of cool with some of these smaller pieces, they are pretty They're not very thick, so obviously compare those two. Would this look, number one, I don't know what you're supposed to do with this. Obviously use these sticks in some way. Oh, and of course you can always make a gun, because you know, guns. But I just thought this had some potential for playing with. Even these little guys. So, you know, maybe I have to take this to my youngest grandson, who is very much a builder. He has that brain and that, like he's doing those gigantic Lego sets with multiple hundreds of pieces. And he seldom looks at the book. It's just intuitive to him as to how to do it. So again, this I think would, there's a spare tire. I think this would be a lot of fun on a book, a journal, well, perhaps a baby book, but even an eclectic one where color is the story. Or a book that has a lot of, oh, here, that's a bonus, gift with purchase. Or one that, you know, maybe includes kids' book pages, because to me, this just smacks of that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop there. If you know what this product is called, oh, another spare, another rim. By all means, let me know in the comments. Those of you who have young grandchildren or children may have a good idea. Actually, these tires, oh my goodness, more hair. These tires, if the rims were spray painted to get a more metallic look, these could be on steampunk, because they look kind of like gears almost, or forget the rubber part and just use these as gears. But I would want to tone down that silver. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop there. I hope you have enjoyed this. Again, if you know what this stuff is called, let me know. You can also tell me what your favorite item was. And I'm glad you can't smell those little purple flowers. Anyway, guys, yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.